Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Transfer Express webinar of comparing full color transfer options. We appreciate you joining us. It was a record registration for us, and I see the attendees are filing in as we speak, up to about 110. So we greatly appreciate you joining us on this Thursday afternoon. Before we get going here, you'll see in the chat, if you have any questions along the way, you could feel free to put them into the chat. Do have some people behind the scenes working that will be able to answer your questions typing, and if I see them, I'll be able to answer them as well. Also, you will be getting a copy of this webinar if you're attending as well. So you will get that at the end of the show. Hi, Dolores. How are you? We'll be down in Texas in 2 weeks at the ISS Fort Worth show, so we hope to see you there. In this webinar, we're going to talk about, if you're not familiar, or even if you are familiar, our transfer options when you're getting into full color prints. We have a couple different options and substrates that we're going to get into. Hopefully educate you about those, talk a little bit about the pricing of them, when to use them, when to use one over another, and stuff like that. So we will get started here. And I apologize, my name is Dan. I'm Dan Kane, filling in for Andy Curtis today. This is my second webinar, so bear with me here if, as I get the jitters out. So as you'll see here, we have the two choices. We have our digital choice, which is called our CAD-PRINTZ, and we have 3 different substrates for the CAD-PRINTZ transfers. We have our CAD-PRINTZ Express, our CAD-PRINTZ Opaque, and our CAD-PRINTZ Sub Block, and we will talk about each of those individually here within the next couple slides. What it is the digital transfer. It's toner-based print ink that's printed onto a thin vinyl. Then it goes into the masking process, and we print them in-house. Here you send your image to us. We would do the printing, mask it, and then send it to you as a transfer to just apply to your garment, as if you were applying any other heat transfer vinyl. We also have our stretch litho, which is a hybrid using the screen print and digital processes. The stretch litho is a toner-based printing onto a screen printed backing. So again, it's kind of a hybrid mix of the two productions to get you those full color graphics. And when we get into the pricing, we'll let you know, kind of getting ahead here. The stretch litho is priced per sheet with unlimited colors, and the CAD-PRINTZ digital options are priced stretch litho is priced per sheet, excuse me on that, and the digital CAD-PRINTZ is priced per piece per square inch. So you'll kind of see that on this slide here. The CAD-PRINTZ Express, Opaque, and Sub Block do have different pricing ranges. You can find those on our website. We don't have a slide here for those. But generally, ballparking, depending on the square inch side, you're looking at from anywhere from about 9 cents to 16 cents per square inch per transfer. And again, that's individual image square inch pricing. So the nice thing is you can do a minimum of 1 or 2. There is a $25 minimum order on the CAD-PRINTZ. So even if you only need 2 and your design is, 5 by 5, and we need to bump you up to 5 to get you to that $25 minimum. We do that in-house for you. But again, so you can do 1. Just want to remind everyone that even with the square inch pricing, it is a $25 minimum for those digital CAD-PRINTZ. The stretch litho is sheet pricing. Again, that is sheet pricing for the stretch litho. It's just like our goof proof or hot split or ElastiPrint sheets size. It's 11 1/4 by 14. And again, that is where you could gang images. So if you're getting into full color images that you're able to gang up, or the nice thing is say luck on your side, someone came into your shop and they had to do a red, white, and blue. Say you have 4 color, red, white, blue, and yellow print and someone came into your shop the same day that you're able to gang with your other job that's a gray, black, gold, and Kelly green design. Now I know those colors probably don't go together, but stick with me here as it's just an example. So now you're able to get 8 colors on that stretch litho sheet, and it's not priced per color. So you're able to get unlimited colors on that sheet. So it is nice if you're getting into different full color images as to where you could gang it up together with another job, or the front is a couple colors and the back's a couple colors. So that's a huge advantage to using the stretch litho, that it is just priced based on the sheet, no matter how many images you have on there, how many images you have on there, and how many colors. You're just paying per the sheet, and those start at a 5-sheet minimum for Easy Prints and a 10-sheet minimum for Easy Prints Plus. This kind of gives you an example here. As you'll see our digital CAD print. This is one of our opaque transfers over here that I'm kind of circling. Again, that has a yellow backing paper on it. So when it came to you, you would peel that yellow backing paper off. You would then see it on it's a clear plastic vinyl. Then you would place it down and heat apply it on that way. And over to the right here, we have our stretch litho print. As you'll see, it's 11 1/4 by 14 clear plastic carrier, clear kind of plastic sheet carrier there. And again, you'll see in both images the multicolors that we're getting in both images, to where it wouldn't be cost effective to do these as a screen print, depending on quantity. So that's why we do offer these full color digital options. And again, some of this detail and stuff in this design here would not be, and when you're getting into shadings, would not be the best option to go screen printing. So again, you would want to choose one of these full color digital or stretch litho transfers. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the different types of the CAD prints that we offer. We have a CAD-PRINTZ Express. That is the lowest square inch pricing on it, so it is the most cost effective. It does apply to cotton, polyester, and polycotton blends. It's a matte finish. It's great for t-shirts and hoodies, and applies at the low temperature of 300 degrees for 15 seconds. I actually, just before I came into do this webinar, did a order for myself here for 60 CAD-PRINTZ Express prints for my nephew's preschool. And I wish we had a picture of the design, but we don't. But it was just a full color, about 10, 12 colors, to where it was about 5 inches by 1.4 inches, I believe, is the size. And I did 60 of them, and it came out to about $1.43 per piece. So again, getting all those colors into a transfer to where they're going to apply, and it had a lot of shading to it. I'm only paying $1.43 per transfer on that. So that's just it's a great cost for all those colors, and a good profit margin for you. If you're getting into a full color design, hopefully you're letting your customers know that that's a little bit more difficult to do on your end. So you can definitely add into your cost and add into your profit margin there. You'll see both of our examples here. This one here is a a picture. Looks like a team picture there. So again, that's another benefit to both of these full color transfers. Excuse me. Is that you can do photographs of people, that you wouldn't be able to do screen printing. You can do them both with the CAD-PRINTZ Express, CAD-PRINTZ Opaque, and the stretch litho. So, if you got a customer, the team won the championships, and you get a nice team photo, and you're going to the banquet for the year, you would want to do that as either a CAD-PRINTZ or a stretch litho. And again, you do get the effect in kind of capturing the moment with the picture, and then putting it on a shirt for everyone to keep and remember the accomplishment that they just had. So kind of went off on the Express print there, and again, that's good for any of the full color options. When we get to the stretch litho, I kind of have a personal story that I'll share with you on those. So that is the CAD-PRINTZ Express. I see some questions coming in, and I see my team doing their due diligence and answering those for you. So we appreciate it. Keep the questions coming. The Opaque, the CAD-PRINTZ Opaque is it's the lightest, kind of softest full color option that we have. It has great stretch and rebound for the application, so you could apply these to your lycra and spandex, so you're getting into your yoga pants, or any type of spandex shirt that's going to have stretch once it's on an athletic fit body, or any body for that matter. But if you're getting into an athletic fit body and you got a little CAD-PRINTZ Opaque transfer on there, it does have great stretch and rebound for that. The other benefit for it is that this works on nylon. So you'll see here that we have in our picture an umbrella that those are usually made of nylon, or any nylon jacket, rain jacket. This is the transfer that you are going to want to use. So again, it's the CAD-PRINTZ Opaque. It works beautifully on nylon, and starting October 1st, which is less than a month away, we're replacing the Opaque with what's called the soft Opaque. What that is it's taking the old Opaque that was a two-step application of 300 degrees, apply for 5 seconds, and then peel the plastic, the vinyl plastic carrier, and then put a cover sheet over it and apply it for another 5 seconds. We've actually gone down to a one-step application for you, so it's going to save you some time there. Has the same feel and look, and it works on the same product. So again, what this new soft Opaque is doing for you is it's just saving you some time, the one-step application as opposed to the two-step application there. So again, anytime you're doing the Opaque, you want to think if the customer comes in and says they need prints on nylon, again, rain jackets, umbrellas, anything that's nylon, you don't turn them away. Just know that you could use the CAD-PRINTZ Opaque, and then starting October 1st, the CAD-PRINTZ Soft Opaque. So we kind of threw in a slide here just because our last picture was an umbrella. You might sit there and say, how did they get that CAD-PRINTZ Opaque onto an umbrella? So we decided we'd tell you if this is a market that you're looking to get into, or something that you just never thought you could do. A couple different options, and it all depends on the press that you have. As you see in our picture here, this picture up to the top left, that's just your basic standard Hotronix cap press that your umbrella would be able to fit over. When the spokes are out, you'd be able to get just a flat nylon surface onto your press and be able to get that transfer on. Now, what I am going to tell you is to make sure, even if it's raining or not, you go open that umbrella outside and then bring it back into your shop to apply, because you don't want to have that bad luck of opening an umbrella inside your store. Because we say that if you open the umbrella inside the store and the transfer doesn't stick, it's just bad luck. Just a little joke there for you. But so yeah, make sure you're opening the umbrella outside, so you don't have that bad luck. If you're working with any of our Hotronix clam or fusion presses, you'll just want to go ahead and get the smaller platens. To the bottom there, it looks like we have our leg and sleeve platen on there. 6x10 would work as well as the 7-inch round. Any of those smaller platens, you just want to swap out on your 16x20 press and be able to go those. Now, I do see we're having trouble with sound. I kind of just got sidetracked a little bit there. Seems like some people are having trouble with sound, some aren't. You help me out there? It seems like Richard's having some problem with sounds. So yeah, it says a lot of people can hear me, so I do apologize for the people that can't, but going to keep going there. So again, that's how to apply the umbrella. And again, if you never thought you could do this, based on maybe not having the proper equipment or not knowing what transfer to use. Now you know you can. And again, the transfer that we're going to use for that is the CAD-PRINTZ Opaque. Our next and final CAD-PRINTZ option is the Sub Block. This is specifically printed for polyester sublimated apparel. It has an added dye blocker, so when you're getting into you'll see our red jersey, and a lot of sublimated reds. If you try to put a white on, that red is going to bleed right through. So this Sub Block with the dye blocker is going to get you your image on there with no show through. If you see the picture over to our left here, it's hard to tell in the picture, but that white is actually, it's very opaque due to that dye blocker on this CAD-PRINTZ Sub Block. So you're not going to get any dyes coming through. You're not going to get any obstructions to your image. So this is what you would do if you are getting into the sublimated garments. Again, priced per piece per square inch. So you could do, again, a minimum of one. Just keep in mind of that $25 minimum order. And again, when you're getting on these kind of Badger, any, not that they're bad garments, but these Badger or any type of sublimated garment, always use the Sub Block, because again, you will have no obstruction to your image. You won't have upset customers coming back saying that the image is bleeding through. So again, keep that in mind. Very opaque on reds, greens, whatever color the sublimated garment might be. Again, and it's a low application temperature, 265, so you're not going to be scorching your garment. You're not going to be seeing any heat press squares or anything along those lines. So again, a very good transfer to use. We see it most popular among soccer jerseys, in my opinion. That's where I see it used the most. But it can be used for other things as well. Again, any sublimated garment there. So that brings us on to the stretch litho, and again, just to kind of refresh your memory here, the stretch litho is the full color option that comes on an 11 1/4 by 14 sheet and is priced per sheet, just like your goof proofs or your elastic print transfers that you're using. It applies to cotton poly blends as well as polyester. It's printed and sold by the 11 1/4 by 14 sheet. And it's the best economical option for orders 25 or more full size. When you're getting into the smaller left chest, 3-inch by 3-inch circle logos, or some of those logos that you saw on the CAD-PRINTZ slides, those smaller ones, if you're only doing 25 to 30 of those, that you're going to want to go ahead and do in the CAD-PRINTZ, because again, there is a sheet minimum for the stretch litho, whether it be 5 or 10 sheets. And based on the size of your image, let's say if it's a 3 by 3, we are able to fit 12 of those on this 11 1/4 by 14 sheet. And if you only need 30 of them, okay, but it's a custom logo and you're going to have to order 10 sheets, then that's getting you 120 images. It probably, more than you would be paying for the individual CAD-PRINTZ that are priced per piece per square inch. Again, you can do photographs of people on this, and this is the one that I wanted to let you know about. People do photos, like I said, championships, or in my case, it was in memory of someone. Every year, my family and friends and people in the neighborhood have, for about 9 years now, been doing a little fundraiser, kind of a different fundraiser, obscure fundraiser, but great fundraiser, just in my parents' front yard. If you're familiar with the Susan G. Komen Walk for the Cure, for the breast cancer, we one year decided, a friend of ours was walking in that event and was looking to raise money, so my dad decided that he wanted to set up a adult lemonade stand where he would serve Manhattan drinks to any passerbyers, people in the neighborhood that would just care to make a donation to the woman that we had walking in the Susan G. Komen Walk. So that was the first year, and our neighbor that lived behind us came and decided to call it, instead of the race for the cure with the libations that we were serving, she decided to call it the bracer for the cure. So the first year we raised about $65 for our neighbor walking into Susan G. Coleman, and she went on her way. Well, within that year, our neighbor that came up with the bracer for the cure came down with ovarian cancer and passed away pretty quickly. So the following year, we decided to take it a little bit more serious and did what is called Bonnie's bracer for the cure, to where we did the same thing, set up a adult lemonade stand, and also printed shirts with Bonnie's picture on them so people could remember her and pass them out to the people in attendance. And I used the stretch litho transfer for that because we did a great amount, did about 150 shirts, and it was full size. So I was using up more of that to where it was more cost effective to put on the shirts. So stretch litho, again, is, keep in mind, it's the 11¼ by 14 carrier. You can gang images, and as I said previously, that, you know, if depending on your jobs and everything, you could have a design. You know, take for example our two designs that we have in this picture here. So we have our Lake Erie paddle design that has looks like a couple blues, yellow, brown, and that looks like it's about 11-inch wide by 5-inch tall image, give or take. So we'd be able to put that on a sheet. That is about 7 colors in its own. And then if you look over at our bag here, you know, we have a couple different greens, black, red, a couple different, you know, oranges in there. So that's another 8-color design, and maybe only 2 or 3 of the colors, you know, are in common there. But this is probably maybe a little 4x4 design. So I'm able to take my 7-color design over here and my 8-color design over here. We're up to 15 colors, and place that on the same sheet to where we don't have to worry about pricing per color. So again, keep in mind when you are doing these full color options to sit down, do your homework, and figure out if it is the more economical way to go with one of the CAD-PRINTZ Express Print, CAD-PRINTZ Express Print, Opaque, or Sub Block, or if it's you know, more cost effective and economical to go with the stretch litho print. This is a downloadable comparison chart, and this will tell you kind of everything that we went over, application times. So you'll see our CAD-PRINTZ Express is a 300-degree application. The soft opaque is a 310. The sub block is a 265, and the stretch litho is 275. So again, the great thing about these full color options is they are all low temp applications. So you're not going to have to worry about any scorching on polyester or anything when you're doing these. Application times all kind of run about the same, about 15, 20 seconds. They're all one-step applications. Again, I stressed on it, and I maybe sounded like a broken record, so I do apologize. But you know, the CAD-PRINTZ Express, Opaque, and Sub Block are priced individually per piece per square inch, and the stretch litho is the one that's per the sheet. And again, it tells you right underneath there that you can gang the stretch litho, but you cannot gang the CAD-PRINTZ option. So again, another thing that you know, we see getting a lot is a customer has 2 logos and they want to gang them, but they want to do the CAD-PRINTZ. That is not that's not possible. So they would be 2 separate orders if you choose to go that route. Again, we talked about the minimums, $25 for the CAD-PRINTZ, and 10 sheets, 5 or 10 sheets for the stretch litho. Durability, just like any of our products here at Transfer Express, we test wash over 50 wash and dry cycles with no cracking or peeling. So these shirts and garments and images on the garments are going to last. The CAD-PRINTZ, one thing that I did not touch on is they will have a small white outline around it. It does not take away from the integrity of the design at all. For me, it actually is a benefit to it. It makes it pop a little bit more on darker garments, and you can't even tell it's there, to be honest, or at least I can't. But I think it's a great feature because it does help it pop on more garments. So just keep in mind, if you are ordering those CAD prints, there will be a white outline around it. Again, it's very small. Stretch litho has a clear outline around it, so you will not see that at all either. Colors. This is one of the more popular or kind of common questions that we see, is how are they colored? And this is the CMYK process. So we are actually printing in the 4-color process with all the full color options that we talked about here, as opposed to the spot color and PMS colors that we do for our normal screen print, goof proofs, elasti prints, and whatnot. So keep that in mind if you're doing upload to us, that if you're getting ready to send us art, to make sure you convert it over to the CMYK colors, because if it does come in the RGB or the spot coloring, we're going to convert it over to the CMYK for you, and you might see a slight variance in colors. So always better that if you're uploading it to us, that you just get it to us in that CMYK, because if you do, then that's what you're getting. And you know, our upload team is great. Our whole customer service team is great about letting you know that if your upload did come in RGB, that when we do convert it over to CMYK, you know, you might see some slight color variances. Now, you're not going to see a Kelly green turn red, but you might see a lighter or darker shade of that green color or whatever color it is that we're converting. So keep that in mind when you are sending those orders to us. How are we doing on questions? It looks like we're getting pretty good, getting answers for you. Okay. So that's it for our full color options here at Transfer Express. Just to recap again, we have a couple different options for you. These are great when you're getting into you know, photographic transfers, or something with a lot of shading, or you know, tons of colors that you wouldn't be able to get a screen print out of. And again, we are always here to help to let you know which transfer type you should be using based on the artwork. And again, when you do get an order for these, you know, sit down and do your homework. All the price guides and everything are downloadable on our website, so you could see, you know, just how much it is for those CAD-PRINTZ Opaques per piece per square inch, and sit and compare it to the sheet cost for the stretch litho. And again, do your homework going back and forth of how many you could gang on the stretch litho sheet versus what the size is and how many you actually need, based on a CAD print, to help you make the best decision and cost-effective decision in what you're trying to do. Keep in mind that you know, we may have opened a new market to you. Nylon, again, those rain jackets, umbrellas, anything you could think of there that you might not be printing. We do have that option for you if you didn't know, the CAD-PRINTZ Opaque, and again, switching over to the soft opaque October 1st. So we are here to grow your business. You could always email us at info@transferexpress. Subscribe to our blog. There's so much information on the blog on what we just talked about, and as well as anything that you can imagine. You can watch our videos and previous webinars, as well as this one that you just attended. You can go back and listen to if we were going too quick or there was something that you didn't catch. You could go back and watch this one. We're always there at transferexpress.com. Visit us at trade shows. Again, I said to my Texas friend at the beginning there, we're going to be seeing you in 2 weeks down there in Fort Worth. We have a team in Indianapolis as we speak right now. I think I saw someone over there say that they had already stopped by or were going to stop by. We have the SGIA show out in Las Vegas, and then we're rounding third and heading home to finish the year in Charlotte, as long as Florence doesn't have anything to say about it. We'll be in Charlotte at the beginning of November. Check out our videos on YouTube, social media, and we are always here to help you grow your business. Again, I'm Dan Kane. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, it's my second webinar, so if it was a little choppy, I do apologize, but thanks for bearing with me.